Wilson, BBC News.
Let's go live now to Washington and Aykan Erdemir, who was a member of Turkey's parliament, now a senior fellow with the Foundation for Defence of Democracies. Aykan, how do you expect this meeting to go between Joe Biden and the Turkish leadership?
Now, this is the highest level visit by a U.S. official since the abortive coup on July 15th. It comes at a very difficult moment because the Turkish officials, high-level officials, have been systematically blaming U.S. to be behind the coup. On top of it, there is also the extradition requests for the US-based cleric Fethullah Gülen. And there seems to be a major divergence between Turkey and US on this point, because for most Turks, judiciaries are believed to be subservient to the executive branch, and they therefore think that if the White House puts its weight behind the extradition, it can happen immediately. Whereas Joe Biden has the difficult task of explaining to his Turkish counterparts about separation of powers, due process and the rule of law in the United States.
On the face of it, Aykan, Turkey has a very strong hand, doesn't it? It's publicly grown much closer to Russia. Its military is very important to NATO. Its attitude to refugees is very important to the European Union. There are question marks, though, aren't there, over how much Mr. Erdogan actually wants Mr. Gülen back.
Now, this is also a very sensitive topic, because we have to remember that from 2002, that is Erdogan's Islamist-rooted AK parties coming to power, until December 2013, Erdogan and Gülen were key allies. In fact, it was their joint effort that brought successive victories to the AK party. So there is a lot of concern in Ankara that if Gülen comes back to Turkey and starts kind of spilling the beans about their joint efforts over the last 12 to 13 years, this could be hugely embarrassing to Erdogan and his party. And it is in this context that Turkey is pivoting away from NATO toward the east. There was the recent meeting in St. Petersburg with Putin, high-level exchanges with Iran. Now there is rumor about behind closed doors talk with Syria's Assad regime. I think Turkey is trying to hedge its bets in the region. That is, it sees that its relationship with the US and the EU are not going as well as it hopes to be, because there are strong demands about rule of law and democracy from the Western Bloc. So I think Erdogan now feels more comfortable with the authoritarian world and authoritarian regimes.
I suspect we're going to be back to you on this. Plenty of diplomacy to keep an eye on. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.